So tell me about your caregiving relationship with your mom.
My caregiving relationship with my mother is very difficult. It's been going on for, my father's been dead for 30, 40 years, and I've been responsible for her pretty much the whole time. She's become increasingly difficult to deal with in the last 7 or 8 years when she got dementia, and severe dementia, and lived with us. So it's been challenging.
Was there a certain event that happened that led to her moving in with you?
She had some heart issues and had triple bypass surgery, and then she had an aneurysm, and then she had 3 or 4 other things to where she had too much anesthesia. And at that point, basically her mind left her because she had too much anesthesia in too small a time. So she couldn't care for herself anymore. She was doing ridiculous things, and we decided to let her move in with us for a while.
So what did you see at her home that made you think she's no longer capable of caring for herself?
Well, she wasn't eating, she wasn't bathing. She had gotten herself into more trouble with telemarketers than what I can ever tell you. She wasn't paying her bills. She was giving her Social Security numbers out on the telephone. Just wasn't able to do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, she did a really good job of faking this out for quite a while, though. But no, she just couldn't do it. She had wrecked her car and lied about it. Told me that somebody had sideswiped her, when in fact she had sideswiped somebody. Just dementia at its best.
And so when she lived with you, what kinds of care did you provide for her?
In the beginning, it was mostly cooking, bathing, just keeping her safe. But then it grew. You know, she became incontinent. She wouldn't shower. She wouldn't bathe. Everything was just a fight. So it got to the point where she wasn't really doing anything for herself. She was sitting on the couch all day, every day, staring at the TV, not really comprehending it. She was no longer reading. She was no longer exercising. Up until the past 7 years, she was a very vibrant woman. She took wonderful care of herself. She was always groomed. She was always exercising. She was always trying to lose weight. So when that stuff went away, she went away.
So do you have any siblings that have been...
I have 2 sisters. I'm the baby. My oldest sister lives in Tucson, Arizona. She's involved none. My other sister's in Pittsburgh. She's involved as much as she could be. She drives every 3 to 4 weeks, she'll drive to the nursing care facility from Pittsburgh, which is an 8-hour trip back and forth. And she does her best, but she has a different role. She grooms her. She takes her to get manicures. She takes her to get pedicures. She takes her to get her hair done. She wants to make her look good. She buys her stuff, where I don't do that. I do another part of it, which is hear her pain and clean her up and hear her pain, and my part is the heart, the emotion of it. And I do it every week. I see her every week.
So tell me a little bit about the decision to move her from your home to the nursing care facility?
Well, we had decided that we could take care of her through her last years of her life. And at the time when she moved in, she was very unhealthy. And I honestly didn't think she would live to be 91. And she got better. She got stronger. She got, I pushed her. She started moving around, and she just got healthier. And at the same time, she really made my life miserable. My partner and I were constantly fighting because my mom and my partner did not get along. 3 women under one roof is a horrible thing to do to anyone, let alone if it's your mother. And, so it started causing problems there. And at the same time, as she was getting stronger, it was getting worse. So my sister and I from Pennsylvania decided we should move her into an assisted living facility where she could have her own apartment and be responsible for herself. And so we moved her into a facility for her, but also for me. And that lasted for a week. She had a stroke. And from that point on, it just went downhill. But for that 1 week, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
So her care needs just after the stroke increased to the point that she needed institutional care.
Right.
because
She
of her
lost
level
her
of
whole,
care. Yeah.
she lost control of her whole left side, her leg and her arm. And, her speech was affected some, but not a whole lot. And she needed care.
Yeah.
She couldn't control many functions at all.
Yeah.
But
So you talked about the strain on your relationship that resulted in you caring. What other impacts has your role as a primary caregiver had on you?
it's physically and emotionally draining at times. The average person in this shape does not live a long time in a skilled nursing facility. It's a proven fact. 18 months, 2 years is the max. My mother's been in there 3 years. This has been a long 7 years of keeping tabs on it at all times. You think when they go into a nursing facility that your life's going to get a little bit easier. And it does physically, but the emotional strain is still always there because you're always worried about that person. You're worried about the facility. You're worried about how the people treat her at the facility. You have to be an advocate 24/7 just to make sure that this person is taken care of. So it's emotionally draining. It just is. I don't know why, because they're not there in your physical space, but it still is. You just never can get away from it.
Are there any positive things that you would say have come out of your caring for your mom?
I've become a kinder, gentler person through it. I've become more patient. It gives you a chance to look at yourself and see what you're all about. I will never feel any guilt for not going the extra mile with my mom and caring for her in every way possible. There's not anything that I haven't pulled out to take care of this woman. And So I won't feel any guilt.
Mhm.
I think that's probably the biggest benefit I'm going to get out of this.
Mhm.
It may not be now,
Mhm.
but down the road,
Mhm.
you know, I got to see some sides of her, but my true mom was gone by the time she came to live with us,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
So, not a whole lot of good ones,
Mhm.
but definitely life experiences.
Yeah. So, you've been at this for a long time.
I have.
Um, what are things that you do to keep yourself able to continue in this role?
Well, I go through leaps, I go through peaks and valleys.
Mhm.
I really do.
Mhm.
I can go for a year and be pretty jovial, and you know, this is what you get, and this is where life is, and you can do it, you can do it, you can do it.
Mhm.
And my humor kicks in a lot,
Mhm.
which protects me, and my mom for that matter.
Mhm.
And then every once in a while, it just hits you like a ton of bricks, and you think, oh, I'm so tired of dealing with this week after week after week. She's an hour away, so when I drive to see her, it takes the whole day. I find that I get sad the night before because I have to go see her and see her failing week after week. I'm sad that night, and then I can kind of let it go for a while. But it's just old. It just gets old. And you know, it's a very confusing issue because you love your mother.
Mhm.
Well, most people love their mother, and I love my mother, but oh, you get so frustrated by, you know, she can't hear, she can't really see, she doesn't communicate a whole lot,
Mhm.
but this is where she is in life.
Mhm.
So, I don't know if I answered your question,
Yeah,
but.
no, yeah. So I'm sure throughout the years you have interacted with numerous doctors, nurses, social workers, nurse aides, all kinds of care staff in support.
Mhm.
Um, what would you like folks, whether it's a social worker or other professional, doctor, nurse, whomever, what would you like them to know? What should they know about being a caregiver?
I think, I don't know if this is what you really are asking, but I think they need to give more care to these people.
To the caregiver?
Oh, to the person who's being cared for, or to the caregiver?
Well, I think it's interesting because often the caregivers are so focused on
The
the
giving.
person they're caring
Right.
for that even in this question, I was interested in, what do you want them to know so they can be a better support to you as a caregiver?
Oh,
But as many, many caregivers do, they are so focused on that person that they're caring for.
that's pretty apparent.
And so I would like to hear you talk about what these professionals need to know to better support you.
Well, I don't know that they need to know a whole lot more. They just need to have, I don't know, workshops, groups that can get together to talk about this. I know when I needed it the very most was when my mother was living there. We can't go to a group and talk about having a parent that needs a lot of help when the parent is sitting right here because nobody will take care of her. And, you know, finding somebody to take care of them so you can go do something and act like you have a little bit of a normal life.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to do that because they're worried about this person dying or falling or being nasty. You know, even my friends were unable to do it because it's scary,
Mhm.
you know? It's a huge responsibility. It's like a kid. It's
Yeah.
like a baby, taking care of a baby, because you need to do everything for them. And so, you know, there's a lot of things out there to utilize. You can't utilize it because you don't have time.
Yeah. So you felt like.
And you're too wound up to
Mhm.
take care of what it is you need to take care of to stop and take care of you at all. And you would feel guilty if you did.
Mhm.
Now, I know everyone who's a caregiver would not feel guilty. I'm only speaking for me.
Mhm.
I know my heart, and I know what I feel guilty.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
So you just keep on
you
keeping
just
on.
keep on keeping on, and you just focus toward that and that only. So you just really kind of go through your motions
Mhm.
of your day
Mhm.
and never really stop to figure out what it is you need.
Mhm.
You know, I probably drank more. I probably ate more.
Mhm.
She was constantly eating, so when I was cooking for her, I was
Mhm.
cooking all the time, so, well, I might as well eat.
Mhm.
So you just really don't take care of yourself, you take care of that person.